Oh my god, I almost had a perfect intro. Lovely guest here, known as Good Vibes Greg, who also was the creator of the little video that plays in the beginning of my stream. He put those clips together for me. Good Vibes Greg is another streamer here on Kick that I recently learned that you also do music. I did not know that about you until the Uprise, by the way. Did not know you did
Oh,
that.
cool.
I did
Yeah,
not know
thank
that
you.
at all whatsoever. But Greg, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself to those who don't know who you are.
Yeah. Well, Good Vibes Greg here, guys. You guys can call me Greg if needed. Been a content creator for getting close to 3 years.
Okay,
Um, had a time on Twitch, built an amazing community
that's
through
unfortunate.
RuneScape. I know, I know. It was a good time though. I made a lot of good friends, good colleagues, good peers. My main game was old school RuneScape, so it was just like a nostalgic game. Sister and I would play, and a lot of other people like really enjoyed that time. And then yeah, we're on Kick, and actually never looked back on Twitch. Really, like it's been an amazing time here. But yeah, other than that, I make music. I've been really involved in video production throughout the years. Unfortunately, I've done cringe stuff like making music videos on anime,
Oh, really?
videos.
Oh,
Yeah,
I need
so
the links to these. I'm
uh,
excited to see
we'll make it
this.
a we'll make it a sub goal for Sin if maybe, you know what I mean. We hit a
Oh,
certain
oh,
threshold, I'll give you a link.
hell
But
yeah.
I feel like I've always had a knack in the creative side, and streaming has really elevated me. So that's
Yeah.
who I am online, offline. Um, really offline because of COVID. I've just have been stuck online, but offline, I do enjoy like going to shows, going to raves, enjoying the EDM scene there, that music scene in Arizona. And then yeah, I have a cat and a rabbit, and that's what I do. I just hang out with them usually.
Yeah, I saw your rabbit on a post recently, actually. You are the second person that well, third technically. I have a bad experience with a rabbit, but you're the second person in my adult life that I know that owns a rabbit as a pet. My sister used to own rabbits. There is a picture somewhere out in the universe of me with a buzz cut because I shaved my head,
Oh hell yeah,
screaming at my sister's rabbit cage for some reason. I think I was arguing with it. I'm not really sure what was going on.
that's
To
funny.
this day, it gets brought up every once in a while. My sister might have it. I'll find it and send it to you because I think you'll appreciate it. But
Would love to see that. Yeah,
yeah,
she's almost 5. She's actually my first pet as an
yeah.
adult. Like I would take care of my parents' dogs and whatnot, and just got a rabbit, and she's been amazing throughout my whole life. So
What's her name?
her name's Tulip,
Tulip.
like
That's
the
right.
flower.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then you have a
yeah.
cat too. What's your cat's name?
Ollie, like the skateboard trick,
Oh,
spelled that way
that's
too.
adorable. I love
Yeah,
that. Oh,
I got him during like the Tony Hawk remaster, and I was like, Ollie's like kind of a cool name.
that's actually you know what? I was talking about the Tony Hawk games. It was a Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I miss that game. I miss being able to create like you can create your person like you would a Sims, and then you're just going around like different maps and places, skating everywhere, and
Hmm.
it was so much fun, dude. Bring that game back. I think they
Yeah,
have
we
it
need it.
actually on PlayStation. You can buy it on PlayStation.
Oh, that's cool.
I think I might.
Yeah,
But anyway, so you said you've been doing content creation for 3 years, or streaming for 3 years, or just both.
I would say I tried the start of it on Mixer. So I used to work at Microsoft. I had a
Mm.
couple colleagues and peers and coworkers who streamed on Mixer, and I was like, "That's pretty cool." And then like Ninja went on there too, and I was like, "I never thought about streaming, but since I have the tools and like the team, like directly access to the Mixer team, I was like, sure, I'll try it out."
Yeah.
I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know how to build a community, so it was just like kind of go live, and that was it. I had a couple friends like pop in, but that was like really kind of fizzled out because I didn't really know what to
Mm.
do. And funny enough, my handle right now is Good Vibes Greg. On Mixer, it was Scumbag Greg.
Oh, that's cute.
So I've really yeah, changed.
Yeah. Okay. Why was it Scumbag Greg?
I think it was probably Dr. Disrespect influenced
Oh,
me on
I
that. It
love
was like
him.
So he's so good,
Ah,
and
so
I
good.
think it was like some type of persona that I was thinking about maybe doing. Because I was like, oh, that'd be kind of fun. Because I'm not like a dick, but what if I just was? But it just never landed for me.
Yeah, I think Good Vibes fits you better.
Thank you,
Good
thank
Vibes
you.
definitely fits you better.
And
So,
then yeah, so then COVID hit, and I figured let's do Twitch, and then I saw a lot of success through that,
mhm.
like really off the bat. Because everyone was in home and I was playing a game that I loved, and it was cool to talk to people because they loved the game too. And I saw a lot of success, and then I got laid off from Microsoft. And it really made me think, oh, I could just build my own brand. I could just be me. I've always been a salesman. That's kind of like what I've done in the last 10 to 12 years of my jobs. And I was like, well, what if I just sell myself?
Yeah,
So that's what sorry, I'm just laughing at the pickle
it's a cucumber
email.
actually.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Well, okay,
it's a
well,
mini cucumber.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. But yeah, so yeah, after that, that's when I took streaming, content creation, and you know, community management like really serious.
Yeah. You're doing pretty well at it because you actually, if I'm not mistaken, you were handed the torch of the management overall of LS, is that correct?
No, no. I was just entrusted in being a staff member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, which LS for anyone who doesn't know, that's Lurker Squad. And Fluff came to me because he knew me of my RuneScape days, and
Mhm.
he was telling me about the journey of what he wants to do, this idea, and I was like really hesitant because I don't. I saw on the Twitch days like support for support never worked, and all these like weird stream team stories, and I was like, what am I getting myself into?
Yeah,
But because Fluff, he name dropped a couple people that I really like. I'm like, okay, well, Fluff seems like a genuine guy. Let's just do it.
huge
Let's go try it
mistake.
out.
Just
Yeah,
kidding.
right.
I
Yeah,
love fluff.
I'm putting my 2 weeks in LS.
Oh, so
But
there's a spot opening?
yeah, yeah. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, cool. Well, I mean, Fluff entrusts me, and I'm a very action type guy. So, well, let's get to know these people. Fluff knows, X, Y, and Z. Fluff introduced me to Denny, Captain Shambles,
Oh,
which he's
Denny.
kind of on and
Oh,
off right now. But yeah, right.
yeah.
But I really wanted to get to know people, and like, if it's a team, my biggest thing in my past experiences is like, let's just host events and get to know people and encourage people to make you know networking relationships, whether it's friends or like a colleague. So
Mhm. Okay.
that's what I enjoy.
Tell us a bit about Lurker Squad for those who aren't too familiar with the stream team, and for those who like listeners on Spotify who are just becoming familiar. 'Cause I started
Yeah.
introducing more of like the streaming world in general into the podcast.
hmm
But tell us a bit about what exactly LS is, what a stream team is. Give us a little bit of details on that.
yeah, I think my definition of a stream team is to have individuals who work as a team to help elevate each other's content, and also in a way, us streamers, I think, or content creators, it's a lonely world that we live in. If you don't have someone that you can reach out to, um it's kind of scary to have your own thoughts, and it could almost be like negative intent,
Mm-hmm.
um in the streaming space. This person may not like me. This person, it's really easy to like create assumptions in the streaming space
Yeah.
because of how people are, maybe that treated you in the real world, or just how you've seen streamers be nasty to each other. So, when I got part of the stream team, I wanted to really create like a positive intent culture, not base assumptions, not have this knee jerk reaction, try to have good conversations, which thankfully there hasn't been anything wild besides maybe one story. Um, of LS. But yeah, with a stream team, it's just having content creators or streamers really elevate each other, have collaborative events, encourage, because Fluff is building his community and I'm building
Mm-hmm.
mine, and it's one day out of the month. Let's encourage all communities to play a game. And I think also too, as your viewership, looks at you, you're like, oh, well, this person can play well with others. This person can actually make engaging content with other
Yeah.
content creators. And then like your viewers, your communities will become fans of you more, and then fans of the person you play with. So it's almost, you're creating your own energy, you're creating your own hype around whatever game you're playing or content you're doing. And it's just really good, I think.
I agree. I was introduced to the Lurker Squad because Fluff and I had become acquainted, which is one of my favorite stories. How I made a friend is probably it's Fluff. That's like definitely like up there as like number
Hmm.
one possibly. And he introduced me to some of you guys slowly. I think my real like first interaction with LS was when you guys did an LS drinking night. It was supposed to be Drink or Truth.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it ended up just being drink and trauma dump.
Yeah. We were
Yeah,
just shooting the shit, I think, on that
drink
one.
and trauma dump and parental advice. And
Hmm.
yeah, it was a bunch of, I think me and Boofin went in on you for a hot minute about becoming a parent.
That sounds right, actually. Yeah,
you were you
unfortunately,
were pretty you were pretty gone.
yeah, that sounds about right. My composure's 10, but my mental is 0. Like, you will say
Yeah,
something, I'm
I
like, yeah,
think
sure.
your mental was like
Window.
-5 actually. You were trying to convince all of us that you were going to have a child like instantly. And that you were going to become a
Oh,
dad. Yeah, and then me and
you
Boofin
know
were
what?
like
I'll own up to it. I'll own up to it. No, sounds like me.
No, but I think that was my first interaction. But since then, it's like I made friends in the LS community. Speaking of Boofin, he's one of the ones that comes around like all the time. He'll send me messages, checking in on me to see how I'm doing,
That's
come into
good.
streams and stuff. And Fluff and I have like our daily phone calls, and I usually
Yeah,
only hit you and Denny up when I need something. Um,
yeah,
so I guess, is like finally me repaying you for all your hard work on some projects. So I appreciate it, but
yeah.
I
Thank
think
you.
this is a form of payment. This is your 5 minutes of fame.
And that's okay too. When I do things again, like, because you're a friend of Fluff, if you're a Fluff's friend or a Denny's friend or something, we're out here trying to elevate people. I don't, in this streaming space, it's a tough pill to swallow for anybody who's listening and may want to get into streaming. No one owes you anything. You know what I mean? Do it out of your
Yeah,
kindness of heart. And if you do it out of your kindness of heart and you still expect something, then you might want to look into the mirror.
yeah,
That's
absolutely. That's something we had talked about earlier too, because we did. For those of you who weren't there this morning, we did do a podcast on Greg and Kep's channel this morning for the LS podcast as well. So we did a 2 for today. I was supposed to get a nap in between. I did not get a nap in between. I am
oh no.
exhausted. I've had like a sip of my coffee this morning. Did not have my midnight. I didn't have anything caffeine wise, and
Yeah.
I am dragging ass right now. It's so bad.
You'll get through it. You'll get through it.
But we talked about when it comes to like the streaming world, um you guys asked me a question about like a hot take, and I said something about support or whatever, and it's like when I
Yeah.
when I gift something, I don't ever expect it to be returned to me at all whatsoever. I'm not going into your channel gifting you 5 subs in hopes that you're going to gift me 5 subs back. Like
Hmm.
I just do it because I do it because I believe in you. I believe in your content. I want to support in you.
Yeah.
And that's something that I feel like a lot of people are losing track of. Is a lot of people go ahead, they start gifting because they're expecting something back in return. It's like that's not how any of this
Yeah.
works. That's a really shitty mindset to have. It
Yeah.
really, really is.
Not the culture that you want to be part of. It
No.
is out there, but you don't want to be part of that.
How did you get started on Kick?
Oh, this is it's interesting. So last year, I was going through a time, and I know my community knows I was going through it mentally. I was living
Hmm.
by myself in an apartment that was too much at the time. Which, again, we can bitch about the the
Yeah.
living space, of what we're at right now. But my community really helped me through this really tough time, that I had to persevere. And I was thinking, well, I want to keep growing content creation and like want to make this like my main revenue,
Hmm.
because the positions I was in jobs, I got laid off twice. I just didn't feel good. And so last year, I was going overtime. I was burning myself out, because a lot of different reasons. Survival is one of them. But number two, I wanted to like keep my legacy going still. So during like March, April, we tried YouTube, we made a Kick account, we done this. And then I just got to my breaking point on burning out. So it was like around May. No, I'm sorry. It was April. It was my birthday stream, my real birthday.
Okay.
Which I'm sorry. So to segue a little bit on my Twitch days and to now to Kick days, the lore of my channel is every Friday is my birthday and everybody else's birthday because during COVID,
yeah. Yeah, go
during
ahead.
COVID, birthday sucked. So we had just fun things. That's why Boofin loves my stream. He'll come in, we'll drink a little bit, I'll get drunk and still keep my composure, but we'll celebrate everybody's birthday.
That's
And
cool. I was gonna ask, like, I noticed recently you had a title on one of your streams, your like birthday stream, and I was like, I swear to you, you just said it was your birthday, and I'm like, wait a second, something's not right here. I feel like you've told me this already, and I forgot it already.
So that's the lore of the channel, and it's really fun because my community, maybe we get somebody new on Friday or whatever, we'll just say happy birthday, because we'll try to welcome them in and give them the little bit of the lore of the channel, and
It's
sometimes
cute.
people just stick with it. Yeah. So on my Twitch days, April happened and it was almost a knee-jerk reaction. I got to I hit 30 and it was Friday and I said, you know what? I think I'm just going to announce that this is my last stream. I don't know if I'm going to ever get back. So we named it my last birthday stream.
Oh.
And I told them, guys, like mentally, I'm pretty high up there. Physically, I was doing pretty bad too. And, I just called it quits for a while. And I didn't know I was going to come back. And Kick has allowed me to love streaming again and gain the confidence as a content creator. And I went back on June.
Wow.
We had we connected through Discord, still through my community. We had like movie nights or played games and stuff. Maybe like a 1 hour pop-up stream, but nothing too crazy. Because I was still like thinking, like, is it even worth it? And I went live on Kick, and my community followed, made all Kick accounts, and it was just like a really good peak in my content creation life.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What? So you say you also? I know you're on Kick now. You did Twitch. You said Mixer as well. I hear a lot about Mixer. I've heard a lot about Mixer. I've heard about how what I think of with Mixer. I was never on Mixer. Okay. When I hear a Mixer though, and the way people are describing it, it reminds me of MySpace. So if I were to compare the streaming platform to social media, I compare Mixer to MySpace, Twitch to Facebook, and Kick to Twitter.
That's a really interesting. Yeah, I could vibe with that a little bit. Mixer to me would be like an AOL chat room almost.
Oh, really? So even older.
If it just yeah, I know I'm dating myself now. I think the reason why is
okay. I'm like a year younger than you.
But I think it's because with Mixer, it was so Microsoft related, and I don't think on the public eye it didn't do too well. Even with like getting Ninja over and a couple other content creators, I just the market at the time did not allow new competition because why move? Twitch was actually doing really good back in the day. Well, here and there, but it was good, but it's kind of getting off its golden tracks, and then COVID hit, and the market kind of exploded. And I would even agree with like how TikTok is now. It has enabled more of the market in streaming.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm messing with our chat here for a second.
That's okay. They're stinky.
Anyway, I know. It's I love how that's one of your phrases. You just say everything's stinky. Where did that come from?
It's a little smelly. Man, I wish I could tell. It maybe came from a mod, Fresh Princess, and in voice chat we went, "Uh-oh, stinky. Uh-oh, smelly." And so stinky kind of came with the lore. It's a lot of just a lot of random things that my community and I have done, and it's like it's a thing, and then we kind of move on to the next thing. So
right on. That makes sense. Yeah.
I love them. Everyone's weird, they're all just weird feral fellows.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
seem to attract. I've noticed a trend in the people that are in each of your chats, and I happen to
Hmm.
be in every single one of them. So I know that says a lot about me. Um,
Nice.
let's talk about your music. Okay, let's touch base on this.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just found out. This is how I found out. You ready for this?
Okay.
I was doing a stream one night and I pulled up Underground Uprise to go ahead and like do in between games. We're waiting on some people. So like here, we're just gonna watch this together, supporting the guys, you know how close I
Yeah.
am with Maze and Dubs.
Yeah.
And I went ahead and pulled it up, and the next set comes on, and I see this icon because it's like Discord, and I see this icon,
Yeah.
and I go,
Oh
"Oh
no,
my
it's Fat
god!"
Greg.
I go, "That looks like Fat Greg," and then like they highlighted over your name, and I saw, I was like, "Oh my god, that is Greg!" I was like, I
Hmm.
had no idea. And everybody
Yeah.
in chat's just like, "Sin, are you fucking dumb?" Like, yeah, it's Greg. And I'm like, I didn't know. I like it completely fucking like went over my head. I have no idea how. But
Hmm.
I did not know that you made music. So tell me a bit about your music journey, and then we'll
Yeah.
touch base on Uprise, and then I want to talk about Kick Tunes. So, how did
Sure.
this music journey start? When did this start?
So, to your point too, I keep my music ventures pretty separated from my streaming ventures. I try to cross them every now and then, but um, music to me when I got into it,
Which was
it was back in March during COVID,
okay.
and that was
COVID seemed to
actually
spark a lot of creativity for people, or like just getting
yeah,
people out of the boredom of sitting at home.
yeah. I'm sorry. I would say October 2019. I was like producing little beats here and there, kind of getting used to the software.
Okay.
Nothing, it was really is really bad work. And then yeah, so March happened, 2020, COVID
Mm-hmm.
happened, and I was like, you know what? And my community will know. I have my first album named Legacy, and
Okay.
on the album art is a hand holding an eyeball, which is my grandfather's glass eye. Yellow flowers around it,
Okay.
which is my grandmother's favorite flower, and
Oh.
and my grandfather's watch in the picture. And so I come from a really good family. I really do. My grandfather taught me really good values of a man. My uncle did. My dad did. And my grandmother, she was a little silly, but she taught me really well too. And they just mean so much to me, to where I'm like, well, it kind of got me through a lot of things in life where I'm like, I have to keep living. You know what I mean? They were in so like bad times sometimes with
Mm-hmm.
how they lived, and my grandpa had a third grade education, and then I look at my dad and he's doing it right. He was able to raise a family, and then to me and all that, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff with that, but so I wanted to honor them somehow. I want to honor my grandpa really well. And so I made a beat called Legacy, and it was my first time actually writing lyrics and, in a way, singing or almost poetry. I do write poetry as well. And so I wanted to keep it like more spoken word,
Mm-hmm.
and to have this like remembrance for my grandparents and now my uncle. And so shout out to Doves because he really inspired me, and I was like, let's just do it. Let's actually perform Legacy. And the really special moment about that is Uprise happened, and it was my 1 year for my uncle, his memorial.
Oh.
And I was like, I have to sing Legacy. You know what I mean? It was for my whole family on my
Oh.
my dad's side mostly. So I did it. I bit the nerve, I bit my fingers a little bit. I got through the nerves though, and I don't sing as well, but it felt good to do. And then the second song, I was like, I can't end Uprise with like, this type of vibe. So I also produce electronic dance music. This was like more of aggressive heavy beat, and Maze and Dubs really enjoyed it. It looked like so.
Yeah.
I had to play that too.
That's awesome. I love that there is like there's a story behind, I feel like everybody when you're making music from the heart, when you're making like
Yeah.
really good music, there's always a story behind the music that you're actually making. And that goes for anybody who makes it. And I think that if there's a story behind it, it makes it like 10 times more meaningful, you know?
Yeah.
That's really awesome. That's actually really, really cute. Really cute. I
Thank
love
you.
it. It's the
Thank you.
opposite of stinky.
It's yeah, it's cute. It's cute. I say that too.
So talk me through the journey on Uprise. What what gave you, did somebody tell you you should do it? Did you see it and you just decided that you were going to do it? What was the final thing for you that you're like, you know what, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go try out for this. I'm going to participate in this.
I think it was really Dub's music. I saw him. I think the first time. I think Denny may have rated him, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And then I listened to
Yeah.
his old stuff, and I was like, "Oh, he's actually like singing through a lot of like real things."
Mhm.
And then getting to know him more and more, I'm like, "Oh, wow, yeah, he really inspired me to put my hat in the bin and just do it." You
I
know?
love Dubby. He's like a brother to me. He's one of my favorite
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, and I can relate to a lot of things he sings about and or raps about, and
Yeah, because he
you know
can't
what I
sing.
mean. Yeah, yeah. I really like his flow. I really like his flow.
Don't tell him I said that. He'll roast the fuck out of me.
All right, don't clip it.
Right?
But yeah, I think that was one, that inspired me. And then I saw Maze. Maze may not know. Only a couple people in my community members remember this, but we did a Destiny 2 stream on Twitch. We kept, I
Mhm.
think, I don't know. We were just going in and being little rascals, and dropping an emote or maybe saying something in chat. And I remember Maze on Twitch, and I was like, oh, okay, this guy's actually pretty chill and a very good vibe guy. And then I saw him transition to kick too, and then he did his music, and it's been really just well. And I really vibe with him, talking about impact. And so, when it's Dubs and Maze making this collaborative event, it's you could trust those two. That's what happened, with creators, or musicians or whatnot. I think it's sometimes it's trust, as
Yeah.
well, on who's putting the event. You don't want to like play your music in a shady venue, really.
Yeah. That's valid.
So yeah, so that's how I saw it. And yeah, I put my hat in the bin. Unfortunately, I didn't do too well, because I didn't realize it was a week time span. So at the time I was working a 9 to 5, and it was really hard to like kind of send stems back to Shawiley, who was my partner, and vice versa. So I got to give all the credit to Shawiley because he put on like a really good production value of the beat.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think season two, it kind of taught, or season one taught me a lot, and I think season two, when this happens again, I'll be a lot
So
more ready for
you're
it.
gonna go for season 2?
I'm gonna go for season two. Yeah.
Yeah. Just be on the lookout. I heard there might be a surprise on who enters season 2, actually.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I've heard some rumors around the mill.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
T-Pain.
See. I wish. That'd be cool. That'd
That'd
be
be
cool as
crazy.
shit. That wouldn't be much
That
of a
would be wild.
competition. Y'all can just go home. You just show up in the waiting room. You see
T-Pain wins.
T-Pain sitting there. You're like, yep, all right, I'm going to go home now.
That's
So,
cool though. Yeah. So I feel ready. I feel ready
talk
for it.
me through the experience a bit of how it was being like putting yourself out there, being in a competition, putting your music out there. Talk me through the feelings of how you felt, aside
Oh
from
my
nervous,
gosh.
because you did establish you were pretty nervous.
Yeah. No, I was sweating. I gotta say, I think it was like 2 hours before I even auditioned. And yeah, I was like, I was just asking my chat, I'm like, what do we do? You know what I mean? I kept saying like, should I do this song, should I do that one? I took a fear poop 15 minutes before, so I had to definitely poop.
I love those.
Yeah,
They're always
you just gotta get
reassuring.
them.
Yeah. Dad, if you're
That
listening to
actually
this, I'm
like
so
eliminate
sorry.
that eliminate like all my jitters. But after that, I felt proud. I felt proud of who I was. I felt proud of like my work and art. I felt proud of like the 3 years that I have been doing this. It I get to see the fruits of my labor.
Mm.
And then then it remotivated me to kind of, I wouldn't say rebrand or anything like that, but like to innovate and keep learning more on music and incorporating that into my streams or YouTube or anything, because it's another element of me. And so
Yeah.
I felt proud of who I was, because at the time, like I said earlier, I really separated my music from streaming, um, because I think I didn't feel confident enough.
Mm-hmm.
But then, after Uprise, I felt really confident on what I can do and what I can't do. And
I
then,
would like to see more music in your streams. I think you have a talent, and I really
yeah,
enjoyed listening to I was in there just the other day. You were doing some sort of music mixing of something, and the
yeah.
beat that you had going on, it was like that was so catchy, and I was like, dude, what is this? I love this. I think my favorite
Lately,
part of being a viewer of
yeah,
Uprise is like all of the artists that attended, all the artists that competed, they all started producing more outside of it, and there's more attention being drawn to you guys' streams and your art. And I thought that was really cool as
yeah,
a music lover myself. I was like, there's all these people that make music that I had no idea about. So cool meeting all of them and just seeing the talent that's out there, like the raw talent. It was so cool.
yeah. I gotta say, Uprise did a really great job into creating the first, for me at least, like streaming music scene.
Yeah.
Um, on Twitch there was one. I was talking to a couple. So I also interview musicians and stuff on another,
Mm-hmm.
talk show podcast, a segment of another one. And they were telling me on the Twitch side, felt a lot more funneling viewers and listeners into the main people. But
Okay.
on the Kick, it wasn't. It was two amazing artists who wanted to host an amazing event, collaborate, get the community into one. That's the biggest one, and to
Yeah.
create a scene. And now it's blossomed. Like, I've been talking to different musicians and artists and connecting with them. And if I could segue, like with Kick Tunes,
Yeah, go ahead and say it.
it's really,
Perfect. Bring me right to
yeah.
it.
So Kick
Just do my
Tunes
job
was,
for me, actually. If you want to take
yeah,
over the whole
yeah.
podcast, I'll just sit here and look
No,
pretty.
no,
I'm
no,
cool with
no. Like, I
that.
don't gotta talk.
I
No,
told you I
but
got no sleep.
going into that third question that you had, yeah, Kick Tunes, and what people who may not know what Kick Tunes is, it's a SoundCloud for streamers. Really, it's a DMCA free site you can use, where artists can upload their work and you can use it on stream. You can use it through their videos. Obviously, do common sense, I would say, or like just credit, right, if you like them, or even like pop in their stream. That's like one of the things that we want to do is increase more collaboration or increase viewers to connect with a musician because they're streaming.
Mhm.
But it it stemmed from Captain Cool Whip. That stemmed from Captain because he bitched about SoundCloud one stream, and he's like, "Man, I want to listen to Quintendo, but I fucking hate this white, bright light." And so On Fire, who is also part of Lurker Squad, he's a web developer and he has other web developers, as friends,
Yeah.
and they all collaborated, made a site, and was able to use dark mode. And then On Fire got me into the mix. And I was like, this is like really beautiful because Uprise was going on. The music scene is doing really well on Kick. And I was like, dude, like I think we can make this like a really fun space to be part of.
Hmm.
Um, and I know, site upkeep is not cheap, but I think, if we host fun events, we have a roadmap, and, if Kick ever reached out to us and wanted to know more about it, like we'll be happy to share resources. We have 2.0 eventually coming out to increase a lot more collaboration and ways to connect with fans and viewers and listeners and
And that's
streamers
pretty
to connect with
cool.
each other. Yeah.
I haven't actually visited the site yet. I haven't.
Hmm.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I did not do it yet. I meant to
Yeah,
before
that's okay.
today. Forgot. I had a lot of stuff happening between the time that we hung up and then you texted me and were like, "Hey, I'm ready when you are." That's when I knew I
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
get my ass in gear because I was like, "Oh shit, Greg's ready before I am."
I'm like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I wasn't. That was me this morning, to be fair. But
Um,
um,
it's only been 2 weeks though. The site's only been 2 weeks, and we've had a lot of people like started making more music. Right? They
that's
they want to
exciting,
upload,
though.
and yeah,
Did you ever think that you were gonna be right where you are right now, like two,
no,
three, 5 years ago?
Absolutely not. My roommate, I'm not gonna lie, his internet literacy is pretty low, and I love
Yeah.
him. Okay. But he's super interested. He's like, "What do you do, Greg? What do you know what I mean? Like, what are you part of?" And I'm telling him about a hosting site that I'm part of now. I'm part of a stream team. I do like three different talk shows. I'm on a, content creation where I'm like editing
Mhm.
and doing more, TikTok and YouTube, and trying to encourage people to kind of go into the kick stream, you know, handling sponsorships, handling with brands, emailing. It's a lot.
Billiam says, I curate content for feral human beings.
And you know what? That's pretty much a
That's
tagline.
pretty spot on, actually, if
Yeah,
I do say
no,
so myself. I think that should be
absolutely.
your, I should think that should be your, just everywhere. You're about me everywhere. Just that
Just
one line, and that just explains everything.
it really is though. I let people be themselves. There's a very good mutual respect in my community,
Hmm.
men or women. When things get too far, I will, bat for that community member, and say,
Hmm.
"Hey, you're going too far. Let's talk about it." And if the person is like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, I'm in the right," well, they're not going to last in my community. Hey, last time I did one, the guy blocked me and left, and I was like, "Perfect, you did my job for me." So,
Yeah, weirdos.
yeah.
What has been your biggest, I guess, kind of like how Cap said earlier, like a failure in your eyes, like a setback when it came to streaming, and how did you overcome it?
Ooh.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
guys hit me with it this morning, so it's only fair.
You know, it probably letting a toxic member go too far to
Hmm.
affect other people. And the reason why, unfortunately, this was my early year of streaming. He was
Hmm.
pretty toxic, and a lot of just weird habits that never really meshed well with my personality and the community that I strive to create and I have created. But the reason why he never caught a ban or timeout or anything was because he was donating, he was gifting. He was allowing me to stay afloat in different ways, and that was that was a really like big one for me, is because like that's not who I am. I
You kind
should
of
have
let the
just nipped
money
that in the
get to
bud.
you.
I
Yeah.
did, and that it never. I was holding hope because I'm like, you know what, positive intent. I'm a positive person. This person may not have a great lifestyle. This person may not, what have you. What and I got to know him more and more, and I was like, oh, you're just a horrible person.
Your
And
mic was doing something weird there for a second.
oh, what happened?
You sound like you're going like in and out.
Oh,
It was really
okay.
weird, but it seems
Are
to
we good?
be normal now.
Okay, we're good now.
You're good.
Okay, I got
I
scared.
thought I was tripping. I was like, what? I'm like, is this some,
What's in this
did you,
Gatorade?
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck did I just drink? I think it's really big of you to openly admit that, because I think a lot of us have had moments like this where we've let the money get to us, because it's like we'll sit here and say how much that it's not about the gifted subs, it's not about the subs, it's not about the donos, it's not about this, and it's like, well, for most of us, ideally, we would like to get paid to do this, and
Yeah.
getting paid to do this right now resides in subs and gifted subs and donos.
Hmm.
So as much
Hmm.
as we like to say, it's not about that, well, that definitely would be a plus side for us, and that's okay. We're
Yeah.
content creators. People, our
Mhm.
community knows this,
Yeah.
but
It is a stigma or a taboo of like not to talk about money,
yeah.
but I recently went full time of about last week. I got tired of my job and being in a corporate cog, and I was like, you know what? There's times where great people have made that leap, and I'm gonna make my leap right now. And my community knows, and I'm like, hey, there's this mutual respect of like, thank you guys for allowing
Hmm.
me to pursue this dream, and I will make you guys the best content. I will provide you entertainment. I will provide
Yeah.
other avenues, because you guys enjoy me. You guys enjoy the conception of what I produce, and so I just appreciate it, and like stay very humble on this path. But
Hmm.
I think as a content creator, you know, looking for other things besides the gifted, right? Like sponsorships, brand deals,
Yeah.
YouTube revenue. Like, let your community know, hey, thank you. Like, I really, like, last month was a killer month. I appreciate it. And if you can't do that again, that's okay. Because look, like, as a content creator, I'm gonna try my best to get other places to eat.
Welcome into Jules. He's like,
Yeah, I
I'm
love that
late, but I
guy.
made it.
God, I
Yeah,
love that guy.
that's definitely I actually, this might be a question for a different creator. It might be Denny, but you are
Mhm.
one of the ones involved. So
Yeah,
maybe you can give me some insight here.
about Situals.
No, not Situals. I already
Oh,
know. No,
okay.
I love Situals. Okay, I
Okay.
I love
Okay.
me some
Okay.
Situals and Marchese. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
I love them. But I was gonna ask though, and Situals is part of it too. Um, can you please, for the love of God, explain to me what is Fat Greg, Fat Situals, Fat Daddy, Fat Lola? Where did this come from? Where did it start? Why is this a thing?
So it's crazy because Fat Greg was actually a picture I had about 4 years ago. That's what I look like, and so I lost a
Oh,
lot of weight.
that's not
Oh, that's not a fat
photoshopped.
booth. Yeah, and then Denny saw it and he just started fat boothing Situals and okay, no, I'm sorry, I'm lying the whole thing. No, I never was weighed that much.
Oh my
Um,
God. I was about to feel so bad and be like, oh my gosh, and you're friends
no,
with
no,
these
no.
people? Like, that's bullying.
No, I don't know. I don't know if
Everybody
I
is
was
like,
his
I'm gaslit
first.
right now.
I think Denny probably fat boothed the Keck W guy, and then he kept making memes about me, and Fluff kept making memes about me to where Fat Greg became lore.
Yeah.
And then like we have now a fat family on
It was
Kick.
such lore that like when I saw the Fat Greg logo in Uprise, I like recognized it immediately.
Oh my
You
god,
know?
I forgot whose idea. I think it was Dave or somebody. They're like, "Oh, switch your profile picture. You need to switch it for Uprise." I'm like, "Okay, sure, I'll do
Did you
that."
see my profile picture?
I have not.
My
Is it?
profile picture is the picture of me on the Kick toilet. Yeah.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I told Denny, I was like, because he did that. And then I was like,
Hmm.
he goes, I don't know what we're doing here. He was messing around. I was like, wait, no, seriously? I was like, I'll pay you for both. I was like, but I want this one too and the real one that you were gonna do. And he's like, you're joking, right? I'm like, no, like I want this. And so it's just me and my little yoga pose holding a roll
Hmm.
of toilet paper and a tiara with a plunger on my head. And it's the Kick Green giant toilet that I'm just sitting on. It's my throne. It says Queef Queen. And
I love it.
yeah, that's actually and actually in my starting screen, if you notice on the front page of it, if you look in the top right corner on the shelf, it's that picture in like a frame. And it's
Oh,
framed on
cute.
my yeah. Yeah. It's cuz it's become a part like it's like a I don't know if I would call it my lore because I don't know if that's something that I have, but that's definitely something that is now associated with me and my community. Like this is
Yeah.
it's become a big part. I think it's really funny because a lot of us who get like goofy shit done by Denny, we actually end up keeping it and like really rolling with it and like we fall in
Yeah.
love with it. We're like, "Oh, I love this. This is great."
Yeah. I think it does elevate your content, right? I think, adds a little bit more depth in you because it's like, oh, she's funny. She can laugh about whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Dude, I
that's
love
cool.
making fun of myself. My favorite joke is saying that I sound like I'm built like a linebacker. Because and that actually started because my mother actually somebody made that comment a long time ago about my mom answering the phone, and they said that about my mom.
Oh
And
my god.
yes, and I was like
Damn.
really young, but I then started making that my own joke as about me because me and my bio mom, we sound like almost identical on the phone. We sound oh, and here goes Denny in chat. Somebody ban him.
Yikes. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but that's where the joke came from. Actually, was because somebody said that my mom sounded like that on the phone, and me and my mom sound like um we sound almost exactly alike. And Jesus, and now your degenerate friends are just going crazy right now.
Yeah. I don't really associate with them when I'm in another,
Yeah. Oh,
channel. I
okay. So
don't
we're gonna
look at.
pretend like we don't know any of them right now.
Yeah, no, I don't really.
I like to
But
claim
who
Marquise at
cares?
the very least.
Yeah, Marquise's cool. Yeah,
Okay, cool,
we'll
cool.
get him on the team. We'll get him on the team.
Okay, cool. All
I
right.
like him.
Sorry,
I like him
Marquise, I
so
got
much.
you. But anyway, yeah, you definitely had me there for a second. I really thought whenever you started saying it that was you 4 years ago, I really thought that I thought this was serious, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe you're friends with these people. I was like, that's fucking awful. Anyway,
I love them. I love them.
so you're gonna start putting in some more um music streams. Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah, so as lately, and I was talking to another artist, he really enjoyed my instrumental beat that I made recently, and he's like, "Let me buy that off you." And I was like, "Whoa, this is wild right
Do I
now."
know the artist?
You may not know, but he
Oh,
streams on Kick. His name's Hustle TX, and we were just talking about music,
oh
and
okay.
he's like, "I really like this." He's a rapper, and that was the first time somebody ever asked me to buy my beat. I told him, "No, dude, like if you're gonna make something cool with it, here you go. Just let me know. That way I can like kind of make a catalog of, you know, people collaborate on this beat."
I do have one
But
quick question for you. I
yeah,
just saw this in
yeah.
the chat. I was said, what's up with calling you a Georgie? Is that what that is? Or
Georgie seems like it might be new lore. Some of the guys, Lurker Squad or my community, George Lopez is a thing.
oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay,
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
gonna lie to
I
you.
like being truth right here. I like this.
Bruce, yeah, I see the resemblance hardcore between you and George Lopez. Yeah, it's
Well, this has been a fun podcast. No, I'm just joking. That is crazy.
I want
That
you
is
to know that when you posted the picture of George Lopez in the pickle suit, was it?
Yeah. You thought it
Yeah,
was me.
I did. I did think it was you at first until I saw your caption and I had to look at it again. And then I was like, oh,
Oh
oh,
my
that's George
god, dude.
Lopez. It took me a second. I'm not gonna, I wish I was joking. Um,
I
is that
think
it right there? Is that the emote?
yeah, it's bouncing. It's
Oh
bouncing.
my god, I need that. But yeah, that's I had
There's
it.
a
I
lot
had
of
to get that off
lore.
my chest. I had to get that off.
There's a lot of Gregs. There's a lot of versions of Greg.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's cool. I think that's probably one of my favorites. I need to see about that Denny guy getting on the podcast or something, so we can go ahead and go over the journey and the fat
Yeah.
family lore, because that's just funny
Mm-hmm.
to me. And then Situal
Denny
seems
has
to be your
actually
guys' the brunt of all the
yeah.
oh, just kidding. I'm no longer gonna ask him to be on the podcast. Situal seems to be like the end of the joke. He's always just the
He is. He's a good
yeah.
sport. I even like in my Twitch days, I remember there was this Apex clip of me shutting him down. Like I tee him up and we do a joke, and then I'm like, "Shut up, Citrals." So I love you, Citrals. He's one of my best friends that I've made through online, really. And then now he's kind of getting traded
Yeah,
like some
yeah.
NBA player. He goes to Lola, he goes to Denny, he goes to me, he goes to five other chats. Like I don't know. He's just lost.
Yeah, that's the funny part to me about the thing with Situals is that the poster that was made about how he is Situals one of your mods?
He is one of my mods. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so he's everybody's mod. And he I think that's when me and Situals became friends, because that poster that Denny made of him with the sub sandwich.
Mhm,
Um
mhm.
and that was funny to me. But the way that Denny always talks to him is I make the comment all the time. This is how me and Sigils became close, is I go, he just deserves so much better. I was like, you guys just don't understand. You have gold in front of you. He deserves so much better than this. And every time's like, Sin, thank you. Like somebody understands. Like somebody appreciates me. You just throw him around like a wet rag.
I
It's
mean,
insane.
fuck him. Anyway, love that
No,
guy.
I love such. I love you too, Sigils. No, no. So what other games do you play? Are you going to still be doing like the gaming content as well in here, or are you kind of doing like a transition?
No, so my content it's so tough, right? Because KCIP came out, which if anybody doesn't know what that is yet, Kick Creative Incentive Program, and right now it's pretty standard. I thought there might have been a niche
Mm-hmm.
music variety metrics because I think that's what I really hit
Mm-hmm.
because I like doing podcasts. I have 3 different projects that I'm on. I like doing just chatting. On Friday, we did a advice show that Boofin wanted to be part of, and he gave me that idea, and so it was Boofin and I. Then Marquise and Dave joined, and so we did an
Nice.
advice show, and that actually got me on front page. And I was like, "Wow, this is really cool. This is a fun idea. I get dressed up as Wario or Pickle Greg or Dora Greg or whatever,
Dora
and we just
Greg?
give
Oh
it."
my God, is it Dora the Explorer?
I owe my community that cosplay, so I'm gonna be
Oh,
looking
I
into
am so
that.
excited. Can you
Yeah.
just shoot me a message when that's supposed to happen so I can be there
Uh,
for it?
yeah,
Yeah,
100%,
yeah.
100%.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm
But
so
I was thinking like this might be really good content for birthday streams. I do like gaming. Pal World's really fun. I'm gonna be
oh, it's
hosting a
so
Rocket
much
League
fun.
tournament. Yeah. Oh, Pal, dude,
I
it's
built
just
a
so fun to
dedicated
sync time.
server. I built a
Oh,
dedicated server
nice.
for UHM fam. And
Oh,
Dubs was
cool.
on it for like a total of like 2 hours, then jumped off a bridge, literally.
Wow.
And has not been back to the game since. So
Oh no, I know he's really into it. I like his tweets about like the base that he's building and stuff like that. I'm like, this
Maze,
is cool.
yeah, I
Yeah.
turned off the decay in the server so he can build like this giant ass castle that he wants.
That's
But
awesome.
it looks good. It looks good. Yeah.
But yeah, whatever kind of floats my boat in gaming, because it's really hard to stick on one game nowadays for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I like hosting tournaments. When I got really into Twitch, I was like really into a Rocket League community, and a lot of the Twitch friends are now making Kick accounts because I think they see the impact that I'm making. And we're gonna host a Rocket Rivals is what we used to call it, but here on Kick, it originated from Twitch, and I wanted to bring it onto Kick, and we're gonna do
I
that.
I've never been able to play Rocket League. My 5-year-old plays Rocket League better than I do.
Oh, I love that. It's
I don't
such
know
a
how to
good
play it.
competitive game. It's such a good
I
competitive
don't
game.
know how to play it. I don't.
Well, you just
Yeah.
drive. Have you played soccer
Have
before?
you wait, hon, Greg? Have you never been to one of my streams where I'm driving a vehicle?
No, I haven't. Is it bad?
Okay, yeah,
Is it bad?
you definitely need to come by one of my streams where I'm driving a vehicle. Yeah,
what racing games do you like playing or driving games?
I don't play any racing games, and for a good reason. I will
Hmm.
say the only games that I play now that have any driving in it is I play GTA, GTA RP, and Fortnite. Um, I used to play Power Drome on PS2. That was my favorite game of all time.
Ooh,
My
why
favorite
does
game
that
of all
sound so
time.
familiar?
Dude, if you look it up, if it sounds familiar, you probably have played it. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And if I can somehow manage to get that and play it on stream, I will never stop playing that. I want you guys to know. The second I have that game
Oh,
available
that's
to
a cool
play
game.
and stream it, I will never play another game ever again. Ever.
I love that.
Yeah, it's so good. Um, Aside from, being good at that game, so that is the only game where I was good at racing. Only game I was
Hmm.
good at driving. Um, However, I can't drive for shit. I could be driving in a straight line in GTA. I think
Yeah.
you'll have to ask. I think it was Wes came into one stream. I think Wes hosted me actually one night, and
Mhm.
while I was trying to go ahead and say thank you for it, I'm driving in a straight. I'm driving straight. I'm doing great. And it's like all of a sudden, like I guess I twitch. I don't know, and I immediately just turn the wheel and just ram straight into a fucking pole. Like it was just
Oh
this random ass
no.
pole in the middle, and I had like open space on both sides of it. It wasn't like it was like a tight switch or anything. And just the front end of my vehicle was magnetized to the pole. I have no idea how it happens to me all the time. It happens. I am the worst at driving vehicles.
Jeez.
Things.
I'll have to
Some
look at
might
that. Let me
argue,
know.
that I'm the worst at driving vehicles IRL as well. But those
Mm.
people
You know,
are
I
Negan and they're not really important.
I
I feel like my
remember,
camera's like blurry. Am I crazy?
you're looking good on my end.
I don't know.
You look stinky. Sorry.
You look stinky. We do keep this. So my podcast, I keep around like, yeah. See, it is a little blurry. I knew I wasn't crazy. I lean over. I feel like it's singling in on my sign back there instead of my face. Oh yeah, no, that's hot. I like it.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
I do keep these around like an hour to an hour and a half. Because that's where I go ahead and I post these on. I'm sorry, I get caught up with freaking chat.
I know they're stinky. They don't matter.
Stinky. I know. It's the camera that's bothering me right now. It's bothering me. Hello. Focus. Hello. It's not. Whatever. I don't care. Anyway, with that being said, we're getting close to like an hour mark here. I did want to open up to chat. If you guys had any questions for Greg, if you want to know more about Greg, put the questions here real quick. And
yeah, we'll get serious.
Watch it not help at all.
Is it
hasn't had
pink?
Coffee day. I haven't. Is it pink? Is the question.
Well, we just found out there's a clip on Fluff's channel about my hex code. If you guys want to, that's a promo to Fluff on Kick.
Oh my God! Speaking of Wes Wee, he is there. I'll ask the question here in a second. I was going to go ahead. Well, you can ask it. I'll keep it in the podcast. That's fine. Wes, I just wanted you to confirm how good of a driver I am in GTA. That's all. I just really wanted to confirm how good of a driver I am in GTA. I was telling Greg that. Oh, okay.
Horrible.
Okay, horrible. All right. That's enough. So that's the end of my streaming career. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. No.
Man, there's a lot. Do it curve.
Oh my gosh.
A little bit. Tall are you? That's not even a question cap. Greg, who's your favorite mod? We won't do this right now. All my mods are in here.
I don't drive like that IRL. I mean, these are questions for Greg, not for me. Sorry. I'm not taking
pubes or no pubes. I don't really care. I like floss.
Oh my God. Floss.
How tall are you? 5'11". Don't ask about my weight. Greg, could you lean forward without falling over? I don't think so. I'm too top heavy. I got a dump truck.
That's crazy.
4'11"? He's lying. Greg, if I brought over a dozen chicken balls, are we gonna have a good time? Yes. These guys are just degenerate, dude.
Yeah, you say the word. I'll just ban all of them and we can just end the podcast. I can just cut this part out if you want to.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Yeah, but I will say
it's okay,
you have to be taller than me. If you're not taller than me, then you are short.
Well, okay, so when I wake up in the morning, okay, I'm 6 feet. I'm 6 feet. Just how gravity is and everything like that. And then I get situated and then I shrimp a lot. So then it pushes me down to 5'11" in the afternoon. But what I tell people, and in my Tinder bio, I'd say 6 on a good day. And that could be about my dick size or my height size. That's it. I'm just saying.
Wait, what was your question, Wee Wee? What was your question?
What's going on?
Oh, Wee Wee says, "God damn, Greg is handsome. How does it feel with that kind of pressure, waking up just looking handsome as fuck?"
I don't crack under pressure, dude. We'll just zoom in really quick. No, I don't know.
Spiffy. You're welcome, Wee Wee. Sorry.
Thank you. I did not feel the confidence in the last couple years, early 20s, mid 20s, but now lately I'm a sex icon to these people. So thank you guys.
A sex icon is crazy. Where's Liz? Not a sex icon.
Not the sex icon. What is the target audience you want to reach this year on Kick? If you're talking about my CCV, man, my CCV, I mean, obviously 100. I think when I see streamers who hit 100, 200, that's a really, because I could read chat, you know what I mean? That would be the target, like, ever, like, lifetime. I know people would want to be 1K, 2K, 20K, whatever. But like when I see 1 to 200, I'm like, you made it. Really, essentially. Like right now, I already feel like I made it because I've built something amazing. But if I could keep going and grinding into that 1 to 200, I think I would feel great. But then again, maybe not. Maybe I'd be like, well, let's go to 500. But
I
who
gotta
knows?
say, I have to agree with that. Where it's like, dude, I don't know how I would be if I had 100 people active chat. Because right now there's 56 here. I just looked at the viewership. I try not looking, but I did look right now,
Yeah.
and chat's kind of popping off. And if I'm not paying attention to it, I get lost in it real quick.
Sometimes when they go feral, I will ignore them and just say my piece, and then sometimes I don't know wall. Unfortunately, I'm like, guys, you guys are just saying nonsense. Like, give me something that I can talk. But then I can't say that because they'll listen to me yap for an hour about fucking the top #1 pal in Pal World. So it's a two-way street. But this year, guys, we're gonna hit the 1,500 follows. That's really easy. And then I've been talking about the KCIP program, and now I'm going full time. I really think I can hit that 100 CCV. And there's a lot of different projects I'm in, a lot of different communities, and in my own community that I think I can get there when I push it.
Let me go ahead and do an outro for Spotify real quick.
Yeah.
For the Spotify listeners, I appreciate you guys tuning on in this week and listening to Greg talk with us here. Good Vibes Greg. You can find him on all social medias, GVG, Good Vibes Greg. Also check out Kick Tunes, and I will post those links in the description below.